Hey guys, King of Triumphs here. Alright, and here's my video on the review of the Halloween event. But to get started, we're going to have a quick Halloween event overview. It started on October 25th, 2023, 9 a.m. on Wednesday, and it ends on October 31st, 2023, 11:59 p.m. Tuesday. All of this is local time, by the way. So if it's Tuesday, 11:59 your time, it will end. And there are the Halloween medal quests and the Kuluyaku holding a pumpkin rock, which came out on October 28th, 2023, 9 a.m. to October 31st, 2023 at 11:59 p.m. And the featured item was known as the Jacko Head for the Halloween event. And its equipment skill is known as Solidarity, parentheses known as the Pumpkin Hunt as well, where it gave you level 1 where its max is level 1. And this item increases the attack power the more of your fellow hunters have this skill activated. If active during the Halloween Pumpkin Hunt event, the effect is multiplied by 5. So this meant the actual attack power from 1% increased to 5% during the Halloween event, and it adds 5% more per group/party member, maxing out at 20% for 4 party members in one group. And here's the best of the Halloween event. Would you want the good news or the bad news first? Let's start off with the good news. The Halloween theme map was pretty cool. They even put decorations on the large gathering nodes. It was pretty cool for them to go the extra mile to make things like here, I have an example right here, the desert and forest nodes. They are decorated and they have a little festive, so it was pretty cool for them to do that. And the Halloween map even decorated the battlefield when you fought monsters. So when you fought monsters, you saw those giant pumpkins running around and those little ones that popped up. It was pretty cool for them to do that, and really cool to see Tab put some effort into making this a little special. For those that wanted to invest in the game as well, the bundles were pretty good. The premium pack in particular was particularly good. Note, you do not have to buy them. I saw a lot of comments on my last video, on one of my videos, I'm just like, why do you, okay, so they don't care about what, this is how it is. I'm on your side, trust me. But they don't care what value you put or the value you feel like you put on the bundles. This is the value they put. So I put that together, and yes, this is the value. It's a good value in perspective. If you want to invest in game, you don't have to invest in game. You don't have to pay to play for entertainment. Just like how I tell you, you don't have to drink. You don't have to put money on Monster Hunter now or Pokemon Go if you put it from before. It's nuts, right? You know, if people want to go ahead and spend money on something that they enjoy doing, let them have fun with it. If you don't want to, then either one, you're poor, see, I'm shaming you, see how that works? Or you don't have to do it. In other words, you just don't have to do it. In addition, for the best of the Halloween event, the Kuluyaku pumpkin rock variation was a cool thing to see. Now, all it really did was dig up a Halloween pumpkin rock, but it's good to know that a monster adjustment like this won't actually break the game. Pokemon Go, a lot of things break when they make updates. Thankfully, this Kuluyaku one seemed to do pretty well and worked pretty smoothly. The Halloween event daily quest gave a good amount of hunter rank points and Zenny. This was the first time you could complete multiple sets of requests that unlocked after you finished one set. So if you see, for example, after you finished one set, another one popped up, and that was really cool. Also, the Metal Acquisition Crest gave a good amount of Zenny and Hunter Rank points for some easy quests as well. 400 Hunter Rank points and 4,000 Zenny total. So it was totally worth to do it. All you had to do was kill 20 large monsters wearing the Jacko Head and 10 Kuluyaku. So it was a pretty easy and a lot of, again, gave you a medal, a lot of good Zenny, a lot of Hunter Rank points, and the quest set unlocking another one, I thought that was pretty cool, and it definitely gave you a lot of incentive because those rewards were pretty good, like I mentioned.
Can you be drinking blood or something? You're supposed to be Dracula, right?
What do you mean?
Why drink milk?
The truth is, I'm a little anemic because I can't drink blood. Try not to get me so worked up, will ya?
Anyways, I hope y'all had a happy Halloween. No, seriously, I hope you do. Halloween is an awesome holiday, and I hope y'all had in the holiday spirit, and you had a lot of candy. And in this case, milk. Well, if you're growing, drink milk. But unfortunately, I can't have milk because of all the cutting I did for MMA, so I cut a lot of... If you do combat sports, you don't drink milk. Because milk is terrible. Yeah. So I drink like oat milk and whatnot. Anyways, that's not the worst of my problems. We're going to talk about the worst of the Halloween event. So we talked about the best, now here's the worst. The Kuluyaku spawns sucked. That was the first one. I know it's a small increase, but overall it felt like they had normal spawn rates. They do spawn in all 3 biomes. But when I hunted all of them, I was like, you know what, this doesn't feel much different. But I know it's like a small increase. Not too much, but they were out there. The guaranteed Halloween ticket taking a slot from the Kuluyaku material drop was the most annoying thing in the freaking world. This lowered your chances if you were trying to farm other materials. For example, I was trying to really get a rarity 5 Kuluyaku material, but because that ticket took up 1 slot, that lowered my chances for hunting, even though there were a bunch of 6 and 7, well, I was spot hunting 6 and 7 stars. But yeah, the fact that a Halloween ticket took one of your slots for the drops was super freaking annoying. In addition to the worst of the Halloween event, the Jackalhead's equipment skill only being a 5% attack increase per party member was bleh, and not saying the actual attack boost in the skill description was really dumb. You could have just said it's a 1% attack increase to 5% instead of making it really cryptic and not just telling us outright. In fact, they could have made this much better by making it a 100 attack increase, so a 100 point attack increase per player, so everyone can benefit from it without having to do the math. So, yes, I know it was misinformation, but I wish it was true, because 100 attack and a 100 attack boost is really good, and it would have definitely been a lot better versus the actual percentiles, because the actual percentiles only really benefit players with high base attacks or in a certain range. This way you don't have to worry about it. Plus 100, great, use it. The Jackalhead should even cost Zenny to build. Post-event is practically worthless until next year, and that's even if like it involves it or they do something else where like, oh, you can't wear the Jackalhead, you need to wear something else for Halloween event next year. So I wish it was free. It should totally have been free instead of costing Zenny to build the Jackalhead. And here's my personal opinion of the Halloween event. It was an okay event. It could have been more for how hyped it was. They put this thing out like it was like, oh my god, it was gonna be amazing. It wasn't amazing, it was good, but it could have been much better. Like, then again, it's their first holiday event, so I'm gonna cut them some slack. I thought we would get something like the Harvest Armor from Monster Hunter World 2. I was like super stoked for that. I was like, one of my friends was like, dude, what if it's the Harvest Armor? I'm like, nah, that'd be too much work. It'd be too much work to put all 5 pieces in there and then try to figure out how we're going to implement all of that. So the Jackalhead makes sense. But again, it's their first one for Halloween, for a holiday one. So I'm cutting them some slack. Hopefully what they have planned for Thanksgiving or Christmas is a lot better. Hopefully they take the feedback. Surprisingly, thank you Capcom, they've been really good at listening to our feedback so far. I'm not expecting miracles like potion crafting, but you know what? I'm hoping that Christmas or Thanksgiving, like I mentioned, if they do an event like that, that it's going to be much better in the future. All in all, I hope y'all had fun during the Halloween event. The game's only been out for 2 months and I'm having a blast so far. Well, for those of us that didn't, like, you know, that actually played without early access. But again, I'm hoping they make further updates for things like the speed cap, spawns for rural players, etc. I hear you. I am totally for players and less, you know, trying less super hyper on the monetization. I get they need to make money, but I'm hoping like these things go for the future. They should remove the speed cap. They should increase spawns for rural players. They should even out the playing field. You know, for those of us that don't live in Japan or Singapore, where they'll have nodes everywhere. Yeah. But please do me a huge favor. Again, hope y'all had a wonderful Halloween. Happy Halloween. I'm probably won't wear a costume to my schools tomorrow as far as school therapist goes, but you know what? I'm hoping y'all had a wonderful Halloween. And please do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I'm looking forward to the next event, and hopefully it is great. Like I mentioned, hopefully it's much better than the Halloween event, and they listen to our feedback. But again, like, subscribe, and comment for YouTube algorithm. Good luck on your grinds, and I will see y'all on the next one.